And then hand this over to Kelly tonight. So, Kelly, thank you so much for just being willing to kind of pour into us tonight. I think that it is amazing to be able to see some of you guys need these trainings too, because I get tired of myself and I know that you guys get tired of me too, but I like to see the growth that we're having as a team. So I'm not gonna say much. I'm gonna mute myself and let Kelly kind of take it away.
So first of all, Amber, I never get sick of you, just so you know. I'm just putting that out there, okay? I don't get sick of you. So I decided that I was going to title tonight, I Have Nothing on My Heart. And the reason being is because I feel like I'm using myself as like an example or like a case study. Like I'm diving into my own self and things that I say and things that I'm struggling with because I know I'm not alone and I can't be, right? So I don't know who follows me on social media, but if you do, you might know that I've been not showing up as much as I used to. And it's because I sat in this place of, I don't have anything on my heart. I don't have anything to say. What am I going to say? What am I going to talk about? Like, I don't even know what to post. Like, I'm literally sitting at home with my kids. I don't do anything. Like, I feel stuck. There's nothing on my heart, right? Like, we've all said it. I know we have to have. So think about that, right? Like, when you're in that place, the first thing that you need to think about is that it's okay. It's okay to have nothing to freaking say because we are on social media every dang day, right? So if you think about that, that's like 365 days in a row that I need to think of something that I need to talk about. Like, what? There's no way I could be that creative every single day. So I know we all struggle with that. So we all run exactly. It can be overwhelming. We all run out of things to say, and that's fine. It's fine to run out of things to say. What I want you to think about is when you're posting, right? When you think you have nothing to say, start thinking about how to get out of the friend zone. That's something that I'm starting to work on. When you think of the friend zone, you automatically think of like somebody that you're going to date, right? Like this guy who's in your friend zone. Like you're kind of like, right? We all have had one. The people that I associate in my friend zone are the people that are just posting or like commenting on my stuff, being like, oh, you're so inspirational. Blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, you're not in my DMs. So clearly I'm in your friend zone. I'm friend zoned, right? So how do we get out of the friend zone and get people to connect with us when we have nothing to say, right? This is exactly where I'm at right now. I don't feel like I have that much to say. I'm just kind of home with my kiddos. I'm sick. They're sick. I'm not sick. I'm lying. So they're both sick. They both have double ear infections. Like, there's nothing, I have nothing left to really give at this point. So to get people to understand me, where I'm at and how my life goes, and to connect with me, they need to like me, know me, and trust me. That's first. Like, know, trust. That's how you get people to understand who you are. So if you're showing up genuinely from your heart, but sometimes it's just not there, that's okay. You just have to show up as you, even in your shit. Okay. I'm going to just call a spade a spade. Like, my life is a shit show right now. And I'm learning that I need to show up in the shit because there's so many moms out there that are exactly where I am right now. They have sick kids. And it's not even business related. That's the thing. That's the thing. When you have nothing to say and nothing to give business wise, You just have to reach in and think about, well, what happened to me this week? And if I go and think on that, oh shit, my kids both have double ear infections. I had to hold one down to shove antibiotics in her throat. And that's what I posted about tonight. And I got DMs. Have you tried this? Have you tried that? Have you tried this? Have you tried, like, people reaching out to me because I'm human. I'm human. I'm not posting only about my business. This is also going to cultivate my community. These people that are my people, the people who love slippers, who love fuzzy blanket things that you can wear or whatever. These are the people that are going to come to me and start to like me and know me, which means they're going to trust me. That's the thing. Once you've developed the trust factor, they're going to be like, okay, I like her. I know her a little bit. I trust her. Let me dive more into what she uses. Like that's what's going to bring them to thrive. That's what's going to bring them to Lavelle. That's kind of like your in, if you so call it that, right? They have to bond with you. And it's not only over business stuff. That's where we have to really start developing, because I find that when I'm scrolling social media, I'm seeing so many people post business, 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 and it's all in my face. And I'm just scrolling. And then it's like, I pump the brakes when I see somebody who's like, yeah, I just bought new slippers. And I'm like, ooh, what kind? I don't give a shit about other people's businesses. I don't care about anything else. I'm looking at like, hey, cool, let's be friends, right? That's what we want. We want to make new friends. So when you show up just to show up, you can feel that. Like if you're showing up and just throwing up a post and being like, whatever, it feels forced. People feel that and they're not going to respond well. And then it's like a cycle, because then you're like, well, shit, that didn't convert. Now what? Oh, that sucks. And you throw your hands up in the air. So if it feels uncomfortable, don't post it. Now, I'm going to backtrack on that, backpedal a little bit. Like if you're new to this business and it feels uncomfortable on a level just because you're sharing, that's different. You have to get a little bit uncomfortable. But if you're sharing something and you're just like, oh, it doesn't feel right, it just doesn't sit right, don't share it. We all know who we are. We all know if we're new. We all know if we can understand where that uncomfortableness comes from, because it's okay to be uncomfortable in certain like instances. But when you're posting, if it just doesn't sit right with you, scratch it. Do something else. Don't just post to throw something up there. I personally am learning that I'd rather not post that day than post shit that nobody's going to comment on and it's just going to ruin the algorithm, right? Like, I'm not going to post something that I know isn't going to resonate with people, that has nothing to do with anything, that I just threw it up there just because. So I've been using myself as a case study, and I'm learning also that I need to be an authority on things as opposed to, like, I'm trying to think of the right words to say it. So let me explain it first. So an authority is knowing more about a topic than most. So you have to be an authority on something. Like, I know about cardiac stuff. I know about slippers. I'm definitely an authority on those, right? So think about what you're an authority on. And then you're going to get on the level of everyone else, but don't take away your authority. So I'm going to use Lavelle and Thrive for us specific. We need to be an authority on that. We need to embrace everything that we know about these products, right? You don't have to know every ingredient. You don't have to know any of that stuff, but you need to know exactly what they're going to do. Like, all right, capsules, boom, jumper cables, right? Like, you're an authority on that. You know about it. You have to trust your gut. You have to trust yourself and know that you know what you're talking about, because when people, you have the ability on this platform to tell people how to think about you. I have the ability to go on Facebook and be like, I know all about this. I'm going to tell you all about it. And people are going to be like, okay, all right, let me listen. Because I'm showing up as an authority. I'm showing up, I'm telling you I know about it. And I'm basically telling them that that's how they need to know me. So if I'm showing up as somebody who's I'm trying to think of an example. Let me think. So I'm really trying to think of a good example on this one. So if I want to tell people that, or if I want people to think of me as the girl who knows energy, then I have to put that out there. I can't just like tiptoe around it. You need to be bold and say what you know, because that's how they're going to then perceive you. So when they're out and somebody's like, oh my gosh, God, it's energy, they're gonna be like, boom, oh my God, I know a girl who has energy. Like, you want them to think of you in different instances than just what they see online. Let's see. So if you know more about the topic than them, you also want to bring it down to their level. Like, if we know all about the energy, we know all about everything that's on Thrive, we know every, little what they do for you. Like sculpt, we know what that does. Rest, we know what that does. But bring it down to right where they're at. Meet them where they're at, but don't lose your authority. Does that make sense? Is that making any sense to you guys? Yes, no, maybe?
Yes.
Okay. Because I'm like, I feel like this is slightly confusing, but you have to kind of get a connection with them and become relatable on things where the gym is always an easy example. Exactly. Do you want to give an example, Amber? Would that help?
No, I was just gonna say, like, I always use the gym as an example. Like, if you are like an authority, as like you take your health seriously, you're into your products, you're into workouts and stuff, and you want to, like, let's say for example, share a workout, like I'm not going to be able to be like super complicated with it. I need to kind of break it down a little bit for them.
Exactly. That's an awesome example, because I'm trying to like think of this example on the fly and it just wasn't working. Thank you. Because we're not perfect, right? We're also not perfect. So if Amber messes something up at the gym, you share it, because hey, we're human too. And that also makes you more relatable. You know what I mean? Like if you're doing a push-up and you fall on your face, share it, because it's hilarious and people are going to laugh with you, because you've done it. I've done it. I'm not going to lie. So we all go through shit all the time, and we can bring those to life in our content. You can relate it to your business, and that's what we should be talking about. We're always super focused on like content. We're always posting and praying. Like you post and pray, it converts. We're always thinking, what's the perfect thing to say? How perfect can I be? But we're not perfect. And that's the thing. Like, if you're constantly seeing people online that just have this perfect life with this perfect house and this perfect dog and these perfect kids, bullshit. Bullshit. And I'm going to look at that person and be like, you're fake. What else is fake about you? So that's why we need to be able to share the shit that happens, but also share the amazing, share the good things, yet be humble, even if they're small. So these are all things that we can talk about when we don't really have anything on our heart, like that's super mushy gushy and like, oh, my kids, or, Lavelle did this for me, like just small things. We can celebrate the amazing things. Like my son took his meds tonight. Hey, like that's amazing. Or for Amber, Amber earned the Punta Cana trip. She earned it. But I can tell you that she shared that in the most humble way I have ever seen when she posted that picture, because it sits in my brain, of her and her husband saying she can't wait to take him back and say that Perseverance did that. She's not bragging like, hey, got a trip. She's still being super, super humble, yet she's equating that to the business. She's linking it. She's linking her family, her life, the business. It's all going together and it's making her humble in that post, but she's also celebrating. Does that make sense? Like you have to celebrate yourself. If you don't celebrate, no, who else is going to, right? I mean, of course we all will for you, Amber, but I mean, like, seriously, you have to celebrate yourself, whether it's a small win, whether you went out and bought yourself a coffee, whether you went out and bought your kid diapers. I know that I see Harriet post all that stuff all the time. That's awesome. Those are the things that we need to dig into and post when we don't really have something on our heart. Look back at your week. Look back at your week. Get a pen and paper and write down what happened that week. Doesn't even have to be business related. It could just be anything. I know we say pull from our fives. Sure, if you could pull from your five, cool. Me, I struggle. I struggle with it. If I don't have something on my heart, I struggle with my fives. So for me, posting something that happened is better for me. So I don't know if this is something that everybody wants to use, but I hope it helps somebody. So if you think back on your week, like even if you have pen and paper near you or just use your mind, right? What happened to you this week? Think about it. Like, did you do something with your kids? Did you do something with your spouse? Did you invest in yourself? Did you, I don't even know, go to Target? Like, what did you do? And look at all those things. And then you can post about one of them. And it's not hard because it happened. It's genuine. Whether it 100% correlates to the business or not, it's making you relatable. It's making you friends. It's getting people into your DMs. It's getting them to know you, like you, and trust you. The trust is the hugest, biggest part by far. So I say, I encourage you guys, share the good, the bad, the silly, whatever it is, whatever you feel about it, just share it. Because chances are your dream customers, the dream promoters need to hear it or see it. So I know a lot of people are like, oh, we should be reading, we should be doing this, we should be doing that. But like, how many people on your friends list are sitting there reading personal development? I'm just being realistic, right? Like there's some, and you can share it. That's cool. But like my thing at night is I sit with my husband and I watch Netflix. I do. I do. Over reading, not going to lie. But the fact that I share that, and I share that I typically do it in my fuzzy slippers with a blanket, my people connect to that. And the people that don't aren't meant to be my people. So don't be afraid to share the things that you do that may not be things that other leaders do. A lot of people share about books they're reading, the Bible, all these things. If you don't read the Bible, then don't. That's fine. Totally fine. If you watch Netflix, cool. If you like to go for a run, awesome. Whatever you do, you can share that and you can share it genuinely, and your people are going to come to you. Again, it's building the trust factor. Exactly. It's easy to feel like we don't have anything interesting about us. Like, I think I'm quite a boring person, but my people that are going to come to me, they're boring too. They're doing the same shit I am. They're watching Netflix at night with their husband. They're waking up tired in the morning. They are struggling to deal with their kids. And that's why we share it, because even if we don't find ourselves interesting, somebody else will. They want to know, like, okay, so I like to do my nails. People like to see what color I picked. Don't know why. I think that's boring as shit, but a lot of people seem to find it interesting. Oh my gosh, what color is that? What do you do on your nails? Did you get them professionally done? No, girl, did it myself. Like, but it's bringing those people to me. That's how you're cultivating your community. That's how you're building your tribe. Almost like you would if you didn't have a business. Exactly. Exactly. Sometimes you need to post like you're just a human. You're just a real person doing real things with all those shit balloons popping everywhere because you're just sitting here trying to have life and like it's just things are popping, balls are falling, you're trying to catch them all and you just can't. You just can't. Let's see. So I wrote, this will give people who vibe with you the chance to connect. So just embrace your vibe, whatever that is. We can't have it all figured out. It's not realistic, right? Your people will connect when you share your struggle. So they will connect more when you share your struggle in business, like how you work through it, versus like just seeing the other side of it. Like if you're like, I struggle to post. So maybe I'll post about that tomorrow. And I'll just be like, hey, you know what? I was just thinking, like, I don't fucking know. Sometimes I just don't know what to post and I have nothing interesting to say. And just be brutally honest. But I still want to show up. You know, like I still want to show up. I still want to do things, but sometimes I just don't know what to say, guys. Isn't that a surprise? The one who could talk forever has nothing to say. Like, but that's me. That's me. And that's honestly what I'm going through. And they realize that you understand where they're at too when you post about your struggle and how you're working through it. So I'm going to use us as a team as example. So this is something that I'm struggling with in the business. I'm struggling with posting. This is how I am working through it. I'm using myself as my own case study. I'm realizing that I need to step outside of the box of thinking just business. I need to create more relationships. And how am I going to do that? And then get people to like me, to know me, and to trust me. And I'll say that a million times. Like, know, trust. Huge. And how am I going to get people to do that? By realizing I'm a human and that I'm not just online trying to sell them stuff or get them to join or whatever that may be. So you guys are sitting here looking at me trying to go through my own shit, and you realize, dude, I understand. I get it. I know where you're at, right? Like you feel me on this. You feel me on this. You feel that you've been there. You don't know what to post. You're kind of like, these are the things. I got shit too. Definitely. I feel you, girl. Those two crazy boys. Share it. Own your shit. That's what I'm going to leave you guys with tonight. Own your shit. All of it. The good, the bad, the ugly, the silly, whatever. The disgusting, because I know my kids are gross. All kids are. But share it. Own it. Own your shit. Show up. Be an authority on whatever it is you know a lot about. And just, I shared how I woke to clean. That's amazing. I love that, Harriet. You shared how you woke up to clean vomit today. I didn't see that, so I'm gonna have to go and look at it. But that's something big, like to just own your shit, because everybody's going through it. That's what I'm leaving you with tonight, guys. Own your shit. Amber, is back to you, girlfriend.
I love that. Enough said. We are going to end it that tonight, you guys. I will upload this. Thank you, Kelly, for leading, and I'll see you guys in the chat.